Anything Cricket, Let's Talk is brought to you by Rascals Barbados and Omega Pest Control Limited. Welcome to Anything Cricket, Let's Talk. We're broadcasting from the studios of the Caribbean Media Corporation, Bridgetown, Barbados. We invite you to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We look forward to your comments and questions. I'm Philip Hackett, and you're watching Anything Cricket, Let's Talk.
CaribVision is now included in the OneSpot Media subscription package. It's simple. Search for onespotmedia.com, then log in, scroll over to the Live TV and Radio tab, and select CVTV from the drop-down menu, and watch the latest in Caribbean culture, news, and sports. It's that simple. CaribVision is now on OneSpot Media. Subscribe today.
onespotmedia.com.
I've been joined by Wayne Holder. Wayne, the last time we had a chat about West Indies cricket, we were celebrating a very good performance in the one-day internationals. Since then, things have not been as good and as successful because the Afghanistan side came from behind to win the T20 series. That certainly must have been a surprise to some. And given your comments last time, I would think maybe a surprise to you.
Well, yes, to some extent. I mean, the West Indies, after all the, as you mentioned, celebrations, having won a one-day international series for the first time in some 5 years, coming up in the T20, the T20 format, a format which we claim to be our best format. One would have expected,
debatable nowadays, but
yes, but one would have expected that the form would have been continued, and so it did. Actually, in the very first match, the West Indies won that first game convincingly, but then we saw the Afghanis coming back strongly in the final two matches, and I think that it was, from the West Indies perspective, a bit of a meltdown with the batting. I still don't think that the bowlers did that bad a job. I think the scores were what, 140 odd, and then 150 odd runs that were gettable from this distance. I would have to say it seemed gettable. We suffered from the lack of input, let's say, from the so-called power players that we look forward to so much from. And I'm going to call the names of Evan Lewis outside of the first match when he batted brilliantly for that 68. Captain Pollard, again, he batted diligently. He played his part in that the first match victory. He didn't come to the party after that. And then the likes of the Shimon Hetmeyer, who continues to promise and not deliver. And of course, well, I don't think I'll be too harsh on the new boy, Brandon King, having his first outing at that level, slightly overwhelmed. But generally, the batting was the letdown in the two games that we lost, as far as I'm concerned.
Is it fair to say that Pollard continues to promise much and fall short of delivering to expectations?
Well, that's not necessarily. I mean, if you remember that Pollard has been going back to the series against India, he would have been the best of the batsmen in that series, which we lost so badly. Yes, we did. But I think he was the leading light in the batting. It was just a case
In
of...
which series are you talking
I'm talking about the India
The India series,
yeah,
okay.
Going back there, coming forward
Okay.
to this series. Yes, he, again, he failed to spark, and I think that the team actually quite dependent on Kairon Potter. He's the most experienced player in the side, and he needs to lead by example, particularly with the bat.
Mm-hmm. But to what extent was the outcome a reality check for those who virtually dissed, you can say, the Afghanistan team and belittled the efforts of the West Indies team in the one-day series? There were those who said, it's only Afghanistan, we haven't done anything, we haven't gone anywhere, what's all the fuss about? A bit of a reality check to show that these guys can play cricket?
Actually, I was quite impressed with the Afghan bowling. I thought that these guys bowled fantastically in those two games. I mean, they actually blew the West Indies out of those matches. The execution of the change-ups and the skills exhibited. I was very impressed with Afghanistan's bowlers and the way they got it put together. West Indies can learn a thing or two, I thought, from Afghanistan as far as T20 bowling skills are concerned. I must mention though the efforts of Keswick Williams. Yeah, I thought that he stood out, you know, and he was the only one that we had who really matched what the Afghanis were bringing.
Yeah, and talk about learning though, the T20 World Cup, what, about a year of it, maybe? Shorter than that? Just under a year. So what we got to learn in that time?
Well, we still have to learn first of all what is our best team. Mm-hmm. We still have time to gel and to experiment and juggle as we go along. There's another CPL coming up before the World Cup. I guess that would be the final stage before we go about naming.
But the captainization is settled.
As far as I'm concerned, yes, I don't see.
I say that because you know, sometimes one of the two types of fans who you find on social media, because when Pollard was first selected as captain, you hardly heard the dissenting voice, and after the loss in the T20, you know, then there were people who were expressing doubts. Now, maybe there were different people, I don't know. But, you know, when you don't win, sometimes people have very short memories.
Yeah, very much, because were they the same people who were singing the praises and when they won the international
that's the
series?
thing, you know.
Were they or weren't they?
Well, pretty much they were.
Right? Other than losing, there's nothing wrong in losing per se. It is how you lose, first of all, and what you learn from the experience. And I think that the West Indies would have learned in this series, like I said, first of all, the need for those special skills. T20, especially in bowling, there's no need for special skills, variations, yorkers, pace off the ball, you know, the different carom balls and of course the spin bowlers. Afghanistan very strong in that area. I mean, you can't get much better than Rashid Khan, Mujibur Rahman, and the former captain Nabi. You know, you can't get much better than those three.
There's also room for disciplined batting, but am I being controversial if I suggest that there is a type of fan, a category of fan, who seems totally absent from the comments you've been seeing on social media? The Hetmar fans, those who believe that he is the new Brian Lara or is destined to be the new Brian Lara. Have you heard much of him recently at all?
I don't know. Sirwan Hetmar is a talent. He promises a lot. I think that his game calls for a level of maturity. I think he's too easily found out. And on the international scene, you're not going to get away unless you're constantly tweaking your game and responding to the opposition. And I'm not so sure that I'm seeing that coming from Hetmar for one, and one or two of the other West Indies players. Another player who I thought would have been interesting if he were able to play in all 3 matches. Lionel Simmons, who missed the first 2 games because of illness, and I think that provided a weakness in the team. And lest we forget, Nicholas Pooran who is one of our main players. I mean, not one of, as far as I'm concerned, he's the #1 man when it comes to the T20 game and by extension the ODI, the white ball cricket. So that would have also presented something of a setback and a weakening of the West Indies.
Some people would want to suggest that Hammer probably needs a break. The jury may be out on that, but I do know that we need one. So we'll be back. Don't let annoying pests bug you. Lick them for 6. Omega Pest Control is the perfect solution. We are experts in termite and pest eradication, specialized mosquito treatments, foundation, residential, commercial, and industrial treatments. Call us day or night or visit us at our office located at Fieldside Drive, Long Gaps in Michael. Omega Pest Control. Call 425-5954, 231-6526, or email us at opcl@caribsurf.com. Welcome back. Wayne, we've had the one-day internationals and the T20s, and the next stop for the West Indies team, the one-off test match against Afghanistan, starting in a short while. What are your expectations?
Well, if ever there was a banana peel for West Indies cricket, this is it. Because even with West Indies inconsistent performances over recent years, Afghanistan has nothing to lose in this match, and West Indies is
nothing to gain.
Nothing particularly to gain. So I think that it's a tricky game for West Indies. The conditions, I think, will play a very, very important part. The Afghanis in Asian conditions with I think, very suitable bowling attack. We get back to their bowling. Somewhat inexperienced on the batting side, but inexperienced generally in Test cricket, and I think it is even more so in the area of batting.
Well, the shorter the format, the better for them, because you would be aware that their one-day international record has not been impressive recently, whereas they continue to, be competitive in the T20 format. And I really think that the longest format, the test format, could basically really test the batting. This could very well have, you expressed some concern for West Indies in terms of the Afghanistan's bowling. And it could very well be a low-scoring match if you look at it that way.
Well, you see, from this distance, the conditions, one expects if there are typical Asian conditions, then we expect the pitches to be slow. We expect them to be more conducive to the spin than to fast bowling, which has always been a major strength of the West Indies. Quite interestingly, the lead-up game, the warm-up match, showcased the West Indies spin bowlers where they want to lead the way.
Yeah.
And
all 10 wickets in the first innings going to that.
And I am somehow tending to go along the lines of a spin-biased attack, where I am looking at including both the specialist spinners and of course with Roston Chase coming in.
Well, I would look at that differently. I would say that we would use all 3 of our specialist spinners.
Well,
you need not respond, man. You carry on.
Well, yes, but
just my comment.
Just being technical.
Just reinforcing my respect for Roston Chase as a spinner.
But it is just a technicality, really. I mean, I said specialist spinners because Roston Chase is really an all-rounder.
Yes, okay. From that point of view, you talk about all-rounders. Cornwall had a pretty good knock in the second innings of the game as well.
Yes, well.
And for the first time, I should say for the first time, because that would give the impression he's been playing for a long time for West Indies. But getting the opportunity to showcase his batting skills, because we talk about Cornwall, the off spinner, as we should. because he has done very well at the first class level, you know, as an off spinner. But we all know that he can bat as well.
Well, yes, and he has done well at the regional level with the bat. Here's an opportunity for him at that higher stage to see what he can also bring with the bat. But yeah, he would be played primarily
as a bowler
for his
yeah.
bowler.
So we got all three spinners. Sorry, two spinners and all around the chase.
No, we got all three spinners.
I think that Jason Holder will play.
Jason Holder and Kemar Roach.
And Kemar Roach is your the new ball bowler. So that's your bowling taken care of.
Yes, basically.
Is Dorrich on the comeback trail ready to take his place in the test side, or do you like to say one of the other options?
Well, no, Dorrich is the West Indies #1 with the game.
So even without a whole lot of runs behind him in the warm up, you're happy.
He plays.
He
yes,
plays. Okay. So we've got what now, 6 players?
That's
so now we need the 5 specialist batsmen. And we're doing so far, by the way. We're talking the same language.
The opening batsmen, the Campbell and Brathwaite. Brathwaite. Shape up at number 3.
Okay.
And then you've got Shimron Hetmeyer.
That's 4.
And then there's the one debatable place.
You're looking at 5 batsmen, aren't we?
Yeah. There's one place, debatable spot as far as I can see.
You can debate that with yourself.
But I'm saying that it is debatable
okay.
In the general
that's
discussion.
That's it.
Right. Ambrose or Brooks?
No,
Brooks
that's no debate.
Brooks based on being the incumbent.
The incumbent who scored a half century. Speaking purely from memory, and while my memory may not be as sharp as young Ayana's, for example, I think I remember that he scored a half century in his last game.
In his last test match,
I don't know
he
that he's
scored
failed
50.
in any significant cricket.
And
so to me, he must start.
But then you can also look at the fact that in the same warm-up game, Ambrose managed to get some runs, and Brooks
scored a half century
at
in his last test match for the West Indies. We're not in an era where we had 15 or 16 batsmen capable of holding any one of the 5 top positions in West Indies cricket. We've been there, haven't we? People like Irvin Shillingford couldn't get into the team. Even in more recent times, Roland Holder, because we had options. Shamar Brooks, who had to wait years for his test debut, and he picks up a half century in his second or third game it was. I don't even know why anyone would consider leaving him out at this point.
Yeah, because we're talking about horses for courses.
I don't know that the course is any better for an Ambrose.
The fact of the matter is that they both had the opportunity to play in the conditions against an attack similar to what they will encounter in the test match. And Ambrose did better. I think that brings him into the discussion.
But if you use that argument, you may not be able to find a place for a Roach.
That brings him into discussion. You don't discuss Kemar Roach. Kemar Roach is by far the #1 fast bowler in West Indies cricket.
Not necessarily going to debate that, but we saw that the selectors didn't always think that during the World Cup, but that was one-day cricket.
But that's again,
if you get back to this, I am fully in support of Brooks. I'd be even more disillusioned with West Indies cricket if Brooks, for any reason other than injury, is not in the 11, because I don't think that we have enough good cricketers to be tossing away people who, just as they look as though they're going to be successful, just as their confidence level is probably just beginning to be where you want it to be. Over many sessions, we brought up this whole thing about confidence and batsmen believing in themselves. One way to stop a batsman believing in himself is to drop him just when he's beginning to get some confidence.
But like we said, we talk about this tossing away. I don't believe in the tossing away. But all I'm suggesting, really and truly, is that Ambrose has to come into the debate because of his performance in the warm-up match.
Okay, we'll bring him in the debate. But I'll bring Brooks into the team.
But the conditions, as I said, the horses for courses.
Okay. So we've got Hope at 3, you've got Hetmeyer at 4, and you've got either Brooks or Ambrose at 5. And then Norris is at 6, I think.
No, we got. You said Hetmeyer at 4.
We still have.
I was saying.
Chase has to be there.
Yeah, Chase is at number 6.
Right. So if you have Chase at 6, and we're not sticking necessarily to the batting order fully, I guess.
Yeah, but
you've got Chase at 6. You've got Hope in there, Hetmeyer in there, and either Ambrose or Brooks. So that's basically your team.
Yeah, that's why.
And your pick would be Ambrose?
No, I'm actually picking. I would go with Brooks.
You will go with
But
Brooks.
I'm saying that Ambrose has to come into the discussion.
Fair enough. Okay, so if you're going with Brooks then, I can go with you on that. But if I remember correctly, I would have Brooks back at number 3. Where did Brooks bat in the test match against India?
Brooks batted in the number 3 position.
I recall him batted at 3, unless you had a
He batted number 4 when he made the 50.
When he made the 50. Yeah, the person I would have at number 6 though would be Hemmer.
So
I would have Hemmer.
And Chase.
Oh yeah. The fact that Chase bowls, to my mind, should not cause him to be relegated to number 6. I think young, fit cricketers can, get the job done, and his value to the team is as a batsman as well as a bowler, and I would bat him ahead of Hemmer.
Shea Hope, the bats at number 3. He's the automatic number 3 as far as I'm concerned.
Shea Hope at number 3, Brooks at number 3. I think that's an interesting
I think that was
debate.
unfair to Brooks to put in the bat. Actually, I thought that it was unfair.
I thought it was unfair at the time, but as I said, it's a debate, and I can live with that debate, but I'm batting Hemmer at 6. So, all we can do is look forward to an entertaining test match, a good test cricket, and as West Indies.
And I hope that West Indies don't slip on the banana peel.
Okay, so wishing the Jason Holder and the West Indies team all the best in the upcoming test match. Don't let annoying pests bug you. Lick them for 6. Omega Pest Control is the perfect solution. We are experts in termite and pest eradication, specialized mosquito treatments, foundation, residential, commercial, and industrial treatments. Call us day or night, or visit us at our office located at Fieldside Drive, Long Gaps in Michael. Omega Pest Control. Call 425-5954, 231-6526, or email us at opcl@caribsurf.com.
Ayana, recently back from a tour of the Caribbean that would have taken you from Antigua in the north through to Guyana in the south, following the fortunes of West Indies women and India women in a series of ODI and T20 internationals. When they say fortune, some may say misfortunes in respect of the West Indies women, because after quite a promising start, I believe they won the very first one-day international, it all went downhill and became a very subdued and depressing series for West Indies women. First of all, your capacity, though, your involvement with the series, how did it come about? Where did you?
Well, I'm the graphic scorer, so I score and I feed the graphics person, the scores, the stats basically. And along with that, I'm also technical backup person. So anything that someone else needs and I can fill in, I would fill in. So whether it is production management or something to do with the camera, stuff like that, that is basically me.
And you work very closely, intimately with the commentary team, the whole production team. How was it though, interacting with the different personalities?
Well, this tour was a very different one for me because I worked alongside Alex Jordan, who has phenomenal energy, Darren Sammy, another great person to be around, Marissa Aguilera. She is very knowledgeable of the game, and she also has a nice personality as well. So that was a good experience. I also met Clay Butts, and we had some intriguing conversations about selection, the state of West Indies cricket, etc. I think I learned a lot on this one, and I think I made a very good impression on some others as well.
Yes, but to the on-the-field action, as I mentioned before, quite depressing. West Indies, basically after that first ODI, failed to compete. What would you detect as the major difference between the two sides?
The Major difference for me is that after the first game, it went down to the last ball, and West Indies ended up winning by 1 run. The Indians had not been well in the field in that game, and I think that the defeat made them dig deep. They really went back into the hut and did their homework, and I think that after that game they told themselves that we are going to take this serious.
And of course they would have also been new to the Caribbean and having to acclimatize. Yes, but I said after that the gulf between the two teams. What would you have counted that gulf, disparity between the two teams?
West Indies, I think they depend too much on Stefani, and the great player that she is, she simply can't do it all on her own. And unfortunately, she was carrying a niggle, and unfortunately, she had to pull out of the T20 series. You have players like Natasha McLean, Kaishana Knight, Stacey Ann King, Shemaine Cantwell, who have been around West Indies cricket for some time now, 5+ years or so. And I don't think that they have been going forward, I think progressing. I think that the basics has been lacking in this series, because I don't know if you watched a lot of the cricket, but the pitches for the T20s in particular, the 50 overs too, the pitches were a bit slow, and that was a disappointment for me because the Indians will be carrying their spinners. I thought that West Indies will be looking to boost their pacers, especially as we're heading to Australia for the Women's World Cup in February. So that aside, the pitches required foot movement, getting to the ball, not remaining on the back foot and trying to muscle the ball. And I think that that's the West Indian way of playing the game nowadays. And the Indians, they just outplayed us. And after the first 2 matches in St. Lucia, I told myself, well, we have some days off, you have some time you can spend with the analysts to look and see what has to be done in order to get over the India bowling attack. And we simply continued staying on the back foot.
So the Indians, though, the preparation. Let's talk about fitness, for instance. Did you see a major difference in the fitness between the two sides?
I will tell you a joke. After one of the games in St. Lucia, I think the second game, it finished, India got to the target in about 10 overs. I think probably 1 or 2 wickets, but not a lot. And India played, well, I should say played, but they had match simulations out on the same pitch. After playing a match, they then went on and did more practice. And that shows you the intent and the hunger, the desire to be successful. And sadly, I didn't really see that from West Indies. I think that the players themselves show a sort of fatigue, and I think that it was a little too much for them.
Well, we will come back to the topic, but we'll take a break here.
Carib Vision is now included in the OneSpot Media subscription package. It's simple. Search for onespotmedia.com, then log in, scroll over to the Live TV and Radio tab, and select CVTV from the drop-down menu and watch the latest in Caribbean culture, news, and sports. It's that simple. CareVision is now on One Spot Media. Subscribe today.
OneSpotMedia.com.
To continue our discussion on the West Indies India series of matches, Ayana, the West Indies team itself, though, would have had some setbacks. A number of key players suffered some injuries and were not part of the series per se. Then we had the situation with Haley Matthews, one of our main all-rounders, having to miss a number of the games because of a penalty imposed by Cricket West Indies. How badly, though, were West Indies affected by the absence of a number of key players?
I think that there isn't a word to describe the loss of those players, because a DeAndre Dalton can intimidate any opponent. That's just one. Then there's Shamia O'Connell, who is the leading West Indies women's fast bowler, and Stefani then had to exit the series as well. Shakira Selman is also suffering from a knee injury that has been plaguing her for some time now. But those players are on the road to recovery, and there's actually a franchise tournament coming up in Trinidad soon in December, where those players will be participating and trying to get themselves in order to play the World Cup come February.
And this franchise tournament, what does it entail?
It's a T20. Unfortunately, I didn't get all the information, but it's a T20 franchise tournament that the TTCB has put on. I think this is the third year it's being held, and it has 4 teams. I think last year, Anisa Mohammed's team won the tournament.
Tell us something about the Indians, though. We heard about a 15-year-old opening batter who came to the fore, and we know of the Harmon Kaur and
Smriti
Mandana and the Rodriguez and the likes. Yeah. Tell us a bit about the Indian team. How impressive were they?
Shafali Verma, she was phenomenal. I mean, she hit the ball hard, and far. The boundary is brought in for women's cricket. She hit my sixes.
Big my sixes.
She hit my sixes. But the Shafali Verma, though, during the first game, I was constantly checking the records for the fastest T20 women's 50, and she almost got it. But coming on to reaching the 50, I realized that she was a little more conservative. She wasn't playing the same shots that she was
slowed down somewhat. Probably conscious of it, Mark.
Yeah. Jemima Rodriguez, she jumped out at me as well, because I find that in the Guyana leg of the series, she batted superb on the pitches, because she gave herself time to get in, and she didn't try to force it. She allowed herself to read the conditions and just take her time and play balls on merit. And I think that it was a very good think tank with the Indians.
I noticed that the West Indies did play a few, they have introduced in recent times a few new players. One could think of a Chanel Henry, and there's Aline from Barbados, and the young Gajnabi from Trinidad. But do I from Guyana, do I detect, though, that these players coming to the international level still very much on the learning curve, rather than having been prepared and ready to hit the international scene?
Yes, because they don't play a lot of organized cricket. The women, that is, because they only play the 50 over and the T20 tournaments, and then they're just in camps. But there's only so much that you could do in a camp, harnessing your skills, yes, but you still need to be practical and put it into motion and play cricket so that you can learn certain things on the field and I find that they need to depend on themselves and believe in themselves, that when they go onto the field that they can get certain things done, and that they don't need someone to tell them how to play the next ball, but believe in themselves to know that, okay, I practice this, I'm in the game now, and I can get this done.
And the West Indies chances at the upcoming World Cup, I mean, and the 2016 champions, West Indies have over the last half a dozen years or so figured in the top 4, especially in T20 internationals. But having seen West Indies come up against India, we would have earlier seen them against the Australians, who are even an even more powerful team than the Indians. What do you say of West Indies' chances going in to this World Cup coming up in February in Australia?
At this point in time, I don't want to put too much on it, because we still have players who will return to the squad. But I think that if we dig deep and use the time that we have now to correct the mistakes that we've been making, we will do well in the next World Cup.
And the new coaching setup, we saw a transition from Henry Springer, who was the head coach for the women's team. We've seen Gus Logie appointed as the interim coach, and a few some juggling done, some tweaking. How have they adapted from your perspective, what you were able to see?
The bowlers in particular, I thought that they show signs of improvement. So I think that they're probably enjoying and learning from Courtney Walsh. I don't want to say too much about the batting side, because I don't think that it is necessarily the coaches, but more the players, and that the players just need to believe in themselves and trust their ability.
Yeah, so you enjoying your work though with the broadcast side of things?
Of course, I went to 3 countries in 3 weeks. But all jokes aside though, I have been picking brains and trying to get more information, always looking to get further than the current position. And Alex Jordan, Marissa Aguilera, Darren Sammy, Clyde Butts, they all shared a lot of information with me, and I'm looking forward to putting it to good use and hopefully continue doing this for a long time.
Well done. Thank you very much for sharing your experience, and of also being the member of this panel who was actually on the scene and representing Anything Cricket Let's Talk as far as women's cricket is concerned. Thank you.
Don't let annoying pests bug you. Lick them for 6. Omega Pest Control is the perfect solution. We are experts in termite and pest eradication, specialized mosquito treatments, foundation, residential, commercial, and industrial treatments. Call us day or night, or visit us at our office located at Fieldside Drive, Long Gaps in Michael. Omega Pest Control. Call 425-5954, 231-6526, or email us at opcl@caribsurf.com. That's our show. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to DA Computer Services. Join us again soon for another episode of Anything Cricket Let's Talk.